New Xbox Games Showcase announced for June with dedicated Starfield Direct. This comes from IGN.com. Microsoft has announced that a new Xbox Games Showcase will be live streamed this June and will once again include reveals of upcoming Xbox games from both first and third-party studios. In addition, there will also be a Starfield Direct, a whole show dedicated to a deep dive on Bethesda's upcoming spacefaring RPG. As dedicated on the Xbox Wire blog, the Xbox Games Showcase will be live streamed on Sunday, June 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. No specific developers or games have been teased, but naturally whatever is shown will be our first look at what's coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass in the future. Starfield Direct will be aired immediately following the Xbox Games Showcase and will feature tons of new gameplay, developer interviews, and behind-the-scenes insider information. What else, Vincent?
Well, just a couple days later, on June 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, Microsoft will also be live streaming Xbox Games Showcase Extended. Much like last year, this will be a follow-up show that provides more context and interviews based on the reveals that dropped during the main showcase. I remember this being pretty interesting last year, so I'm glad they're doing that again. This summer, Xbox Games Showcase is part of the games industry's tradition of making announcements in the month of June. Historically, that was always done as part of or adjacent to E3, the Mammoth Games event that takes place in Los Angeles. But with E3 2023 now canceled, it will be up to individual companies to make their own announcements, either independently or via new events like Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest or IGN's own Summer of Gaming, which IGN Summer Gaming, I've kind of forget about every year, but it is always there and they do have announcements, which is kind of crazy.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about this a little bit. In this podcast, this is a clip from a larger podcast where we talked about Redfall and how the reviews were not quite hitting what they were expected to hit. If you want to listen to all of that, you can check that out on podcast platforms or on YouTube. But, James, this showcase is very important for Xbox at this point. It feels like each month it becomes more and more critical that Xbox needs a grand slam. A grand slam.
Right. And before, it's been in the wake of games that were pretty good.
Yep.
Right? Like, especially in talking about Halo Infinite. However, right now, with Redfall, it seems especially pertinent that they need Starfield in particular.
Absolutely.
To be a hit. Because Starfield has been the promised child since like 2018, I want to say, something like that. It's been years that it's been teased. That like it's the sci-fi like Skyrim Fallout-esque game that's going to be like huge world building, a lot of like story based, heavy RPG elements, and everybody wants some of it. And for that to line up where it is in the release cycle really puts the pressure on.
Totally. I mean, I'm glad that we're getting a separate direct. Like, it's going to be Xbox Showcase. Don't expect Starfield at the showcase because right afterwards, it's going to be a big, who knows how long it is. I was impressed by the 15 minutes of gameplay that we got, but I was listening to other people's like kind of thoughts and stuff, and it sounds like the general public is still waiting for that wow factor, I guess. So this has to come with the wow factor to kind of win the people that are on the edge over, the people that don't have an Xbox over, you know?
I think having it be its own separate direct actually gives it more room to breathe in terms of expectation. I think there is that time during the actual showcase and the extended showcase to bring about other titles that can generate more of that hype. Be like, oh, this looks promising. This looks like something I really want to play from Xbox. So then, like, coming to Starfield, it's not like this is its own standalone thing. Like, because there is the possibility. It's a different story if they had no announcements up until Starfield. But this is a time for them to say, like, really announce some big hitters. And I hope they have them locked and loaded. I hope they have them in the chamber because they need it to cushion that expectation from Starfield. Because it's almost impossible for Starfield to live up to the expectation that it has right now.
What we need to see at this direct, I'm going to give you a cake analogy right now. Here's what I don't want. I don't want Starfield to be icing on the cake. Like, let's show some stuff about, here's what I want. I want two cakes, James. I want Xbox Showcase to come out and you have enough meat for a whole cake. And then you come into the Starfield Direct and we're double decker caking. That would be the impressive showcase. I don't want like a loose showcase that's like, oh, pretty good. Here's some like frosting. Here's some sprinkles on top, you know? And then Starfield comes in with the cake that just swashes it. Nothing gets talked about from the regular thing. I want a double-decker cake, and it needs to happen on June 11th. It has to happen.
Wow.
I,
What if we say this is like, what if we talk about multiple layers to one cake? Where like
Sure.
the whole cake is Xbox.
Yep.
Like Xbox's games lineup for the next year, 2 years. And so I want every announcement to be a layer of the cake.
Yeah, it's
I
gotta
don't
build.
want it to be like some of those really tiny indie games that are not saying not to discount indie games,
Yeah.
but some of the ones that appeal to very specific crowds,
Sure.
that are because let's be real, Xbox has those.
Yeah, they
But
do. They're great.
Xbox does not have the AAA, the one that will go to they don't have the system seller, which is
know
really
that.
what they
Yeah.
need.
They
They
know
know
that.
that they need to sell boxes. They need to build up their core,
Yeah.
their core games. Say like, hey, I'm buying an Xbox over a PlayStation.
Yep.
Here's why.
Yep.
These are the things
It's a
that
hard-
I want to play on Xbox that I cannot play anywhere else.
It's a hard
unless
argument to
I'm on
make
PC.
at the current state.
It's a
you know?
hard argument to make right now.
I'm gonna throw you a
What
couple
are you gonna
games.
give them?
I'm gonna throw you a couple games that they've announced at previous things, and I want you.
These could be those games.
These could be those games, but I'm gonna give you 4 games, and then that's all that we know. Kind of, we know a couple more, but like these are the 4 things that I'm gonna give to you right now. Number one, Avowed. I think Avowed, but they got to show it. It's been 2 years. I mean, we got a little trailer last year too,
They have to show it. They have to show Avowed. It's been too long. It's been since like 2020.
and they've been. I would say that this is probably one of their most hyped.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, another one where they showed a teaser. Maybe a couple. It's been 2 years, maybe 3 years since that teaser.
I think it's got to be.
Maybe 2 years.
I think it's got to have a little game, not a whole gameplay demo, but it's got to have a trailer with gameplay in it.
Do you think it's a first-person game or a third-person game?
Third person.
Even though that studio only makes first-person games, it'll be interesting.
Yep.
I like them going out of the box though. That's what's up.
Who knows? I could be wrong.
Fable, is it too early? We got a
No, they
cinematic
need it.
trailer
I think-
years ago.
You know what? I think Fable might be an instance where, hear me out.
Tell me.
Maybe Xbox will. Maybe it's a Hail Mary that they're
Yeah.
like, we need something. We need something to cushion. It is that cushion to Starfield.
Okay.
Where like people are like, oh my God, Fable. We show trailer. Might have like a release window that's totally fabricated. Might be like 2024.
With Xbox's release like date problems, I don't
Calendar.
think we get like
Mhm.
any release dates. We might get seasons, like maybe it's coming like third quarter 2024 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're getting dates on like anything based off their track
No.
record.
I'm saying like year. Like
Yeah.
say Fable 2024.
Sure. Yeah. Which would be epic.
Surprise drop.
Do you think it could come in 2024? They said it was so
Maybe
many years
Q4.
off. Yeah. I
Maybe
don't know.
Q4.
It'd be nuts.
Probably delay that 2025.
Yeah.
Q2.
Ugh.
Q2 2025.
Hellblade.
Oh, sorry, never mind. It would go maybe Q4 2025.
Yeah.
Hellblade, I think actually has potential to come out soon.
It's gotta come out soon. I would say it comes out this year. I think they release a new trailer and it comes out by
Q4.
the end of the year. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
30 frames per second though, for sure. Right?
No fucking way. It can't.
It looks too good. It looks too good to not run in 30 frames
can't.
per second.
See, yeah, no, I think it's going to be 60. I think it has to. After Redfall, are you kidding me?
I would hope so. Yeah. Phil Spencer also in the interview he did said that they're still planning on working on Redfall to get it to 60 frames per second. In which I
Cool.
also watched the Skill Up review and he said they should completely abandon Redfall and start working on the next thing because it's not savable, which is an interesting
agree.
take as well.
I
Okay,
agree.
here's what I
I mean, I
want
haven't
to see
played it, but that's what it sounds like.
from the Xbox Showcase. I need new IPs from AAA studios. I think that's what's going to get me most excited. Like,
Yep.
something that's not already built upon. Because yeah, we have Elder Scrolls. We know we're not getting anything for Elder Scrolls at this. Like, there's no shot. Maybe they could really surprise me. I could eat my words in like 5 weeks when we see this, but they've made it known that it's not even close. So I would love to see some new stuff that gets people really, really excited. New
Mhm.
types of games too. I feel like when I think about
What do you mean
Xbox,
by that?
I think about a lot of first-person games when it comes to Xbox, whether that be not
Yeah.
like shooters necessarily, but like
Well, it's been the shooter box historically.
yeah. But I mean, Fable and Hellblade and hopefully Indiana Jones will kind of go against that. a little bit, but I'm just looking for something different. And I don't know if different is the third person story driven action adventure game, you know, because that's like Sony. People make fun of Sony because that's like all they make. Those are all of their games,
Right.
which they hit. Like they work. They work for me most of the time. It's crazy. I want one of those. I want a couple of those that are like really well received on Xbox as well, I think. Yeah. Two more questions for you. What color jacket does Todd Howard wear at the Bethesda showcase? And is it leather?
I think he's gonna wear a. I don't think he's gonna wear a jacket. I think he's gonna wear a button up,
Interesting. That would be life
an
shattering.
open button up. I think he's
Okay.
gonna wear an open button up with a graphic tee underneath.
I like that. And my next question, perfect segue, is what kind of graphic tee will Phil Spencer wear under his sports coat?
I think it's gonna be like a vintage. Oh, it's gonna be a nod to something. It's gonna be like a.
Yeah.
It might be a Fable shirt.
Here's my guess. It's buttoned up first half of the showcase, and then the trailer comes out and it's unbuttoned. And you could just see the peak of something and you cannot make out what it is at all.
Mm-mm.
But once the trailer's out, it's unbuttoned and he's been wearing it the whole time. And you're like, damn, Phil, nice
I'm gonna
moves.
write that down, Vincent.
It's a good one.
I'm gonna write that down.
That's a free bingo card. Guys, thank you so much for watching this clip about the Xbox Summer Showcase. We can't wait to watch it. I am assuming we will be live reacting to it because it's my favorite thing to do, like all year for the game's events. It's my fave. It's at a weird time. It's like 10 a.m. during a work day, so we'll have to figure that out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this clip. If you want to watch this entire podcast, you can go on all audio platforms, type in Strictly Casual Checkpoint. This is episode 160. The title would be something about Redfall and the Xbox Summer Showcase. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.